Hi everyone, this is Nicole Spohr for Hero Arts, and today I'm so excited to be sharing some projects featuring the Holiday Seals stamp set, part of the Stamping Village. This is a great blog hop today that is brought to you by all 12 members of the Stamping Village. There is a video blog hop, so hop from one video to the next. The great thing about this Stamping Village is that we believe in community over competition. And we hope that these envelope seals will help you send out some love and happiness throughout the world. These seals have been designed by 12 members of the Stamping Village, as I mentioned. That includes Altenew, Art Impressions, Dare to be Artsy, Concord and Ninth, Gina K Designs, Hero Arts, Lawn Fawn, Pink Fresh Studio, Waffle Flower Stamps, Pink and Maine, Studia Katja, and Avery L. This is that stamp set. Isn't it so much fun? Today I am going to be sharing with you using the Hero Arts Holiday Seal, but please be sure to visit all of the stops in this video hop to see all the seals in action. I can't wait to use all of these on my holiday cards this year. For my first card, we are going to use the Holiday Seal on the card itself. So you can use it to decorate the envelope flap, and I definitely will be doing that later on in the video. But I also want to showcase how to use this on your card itself. So I'm going to take some of my other favorite Hero Arts products, like this Snowflake Patterns cover plate, and I'm going to die cut that from some Hero Hues Arctic cardstock. We're layering this over some Hero Hues Mist cardstock for an icy tone-on-tone look. Now this is a delicate cover plate die. Once it's die cut, these snowflakes are a little delicate, so I was a little bit gentle and just kind of carefully worked my way, gluing that down onto the mist cardstock, and then I'm going to set that aside for a minute while I stamp the Holiday Seal from this Stamping Village set. So it's this darling little scene of a snowman in front of a house border with trees behind it, and then Santa and his reindeer up above. Almost that snow globe kind of look, right? So very, very cute and fun, and you're going to see how I also am going to share another snow globe idea that's very similar, that doesn't feature the seal. We'll use the seal for the envelope for the other card, but just how you can mix and match and how things coordinate. In addition to that, did you know that Hero Arts has an enamel pin for the holiday catalog that is this very scene right here? So it's the little snow globe with the snowman, house, and trees. Very, very cute. If you are an enamel pin collector, that would be fantastic to add to your collection. I am coloring in my Holiday Seal with some Copic markers. This is a tiny image, so real quick coloring here. I have sped up the video to save a little bit of time, but I'm simply laying down color. We've got greens for the trees, some blue-green, very light blue greens for the snow, just to give it a hint of color, some earth tones for the reindeer, reds, of course, for Santa and the sleigh, and then we're going to use some darker blue colors for the sky. And that's just to really add some nice deep dark color. I want it to look almost like a night sky. I did start with more of keeping within the snow globe shape, if that makes sense. However, you're going to see when I die cut this into a circle shape, I wasn't totally on board and happy with the fact that it had this huge white border all the way around. And so I will fix that a little bit later on. Don't be afraid to rework and refix as you are working on your card project. Something that I love a lot is that Copic markers, alcohol ink markers, can be reworked if need be. So if you need to add to it, you can always work on reblending, adding more color to it, things like that if you need to, and that is what I'm going to do here. Now the base of my snow globe is going to be some warm gray colors, just to give that a nice neutral base. And then we are going to take a nesting circle infinity die, the one that fits this design the best. I only picked the one that would just die cut this shape, and we are going to die cut our seal. So see that big white border and how it really detracts and takes away from the scene of this cute little seal. So I definitely think I need to extend that dark blue color out. I started to take my white pen and add in some detail to the snowflakes in the sky, and I decided to go ahead and grab my blue-green 0000 and BG01, which I used for the snow, and I'm going to just kind of add that to the outer ring of my snow globe. Then I'm also going to just go back with the markers I previously used, B14, 16, and 18, and we are going to blend. And we are going to blend and blend and blend. Because this was a pretty harsh line and we're going from such a dark to light, or trying to build up to that darker color with the lighter glow up above, it's going to take a tiny bit of work, but I think it's worth it. It already looks so much better. And then it'll just be kind of nice and light up there above, which will be super, super pretty. To the left of my seal, you see a vellum circle. This was die cut with another nesting circle infinity die. It's a couple of sizes bigger than the die I used for the seal, and I die cut this from Hero Arts Vellum. That is so that I can pop the seal onto this vellum circle, and I'm going to create my own ornament with this. Now let's go back in with our white pen now and go and add additional detail. So now we can really add a snowy sky, and that's going to finish this off so nicely. I originally thought I would use a red bow, but I opted to switch it out. I also thought I'd use a blue bow, but I ended up using a silver sparkle bow. The bow and the top of my ornament were die cut using the Nested Frame Cuts Ornament. And I'm going to pop my ornament up with a little foam adhesive just underneath the seal part. We don't want to take the foam adhesive all the way out to the edge so that it shows through the vellum, but that's going to pop it off of our snowflake background. And then we are going to secure this to our card, and then we're going to secure the ornament topper to the circle. So I'm basically just taking any circle and I'm creating an ornament from it. I love the look of a hanging ornament or hanging ornaments hanging down from a card. So we're going to just glue that little silver die cut ornament topper created with that Nested Frame Cuts ornament die. And then we can thread a little sparkly twine through that will match our card. This is kind of a blue and silver sparkly twine, and I should have let the ornament topper dry just a little bit more, but we can pop that back in place till that liquid glue dries a little bit better. And we're going to secure this to the back of our panel and then glue a ribbon to the top. I love this little paper ribbon, so much fun, works really well for the ornament like this. And we're simply going to wrap those ends of the twine to the back of the panel and secure those. I am going to pop my panel up with foam adhesive, and we will be securing that twine with the foam adhesive. So it will not only be secured to the back of this panel, but it will also you won't have to worry about it moving because that foam adhesive will hold it down in place. So I'm still not dead set on that blue ribbon, that blue bow. I really like the look of the bow, but I struggled coming up with the right color, and I opted for this silver sparkle, and I ended up really, really liking that. I think it's a little bit more muted, so it's going to definitely help keep your focus on the seal that we just colored. And then I am going to take these awesome clear Hero Hues enamel dots. These are another brand new product from the holiday catalog, and we are going to adorn the center of the snowflakes with these clear crystals because, again, I want something in the background. I want to do something with those snowflakes, but I don't want to take away from our ornament itself. And I'm going to put them in the centers, and then I even scattered some throughout the rest of the panel in some open areas to really, again, help with that icy kind of look that we're going for with this card. Here's that foam adhesive for the back of the panel, and that's just going to pop it up a tiny little bit on our card base, and it's a great way to secure the twine to the back of this panel. I'm adhering it to a white top fold card base now. Look how much fun that is, creating your own ornament with the seals. And you could do this with pretty much, I think, any of the seals included in the Stamping Village stamp set. So now I'm going to simply stamp the For You sentiment on a scrap of white cardstock. This is from the Christmas Message stamp set. I'm stamping that with the Hero Arts Intensified black ink. We're just going to trim it into a little thin strip and actually use a needle to poke a hole in it and tie some little white crochet thread through and tie this to the top of our ornament. So it's just going to have it's this little ornament, and it says For You, and it finishes off our card so nicely. Just a really fun little touch. And again, I want to put that through that little ornament topper there. I'm using my needle to help pull that through, and I'm going to knot the ends together. And that looks good. So we'll just secure that, trim off the ends, and that's really going to finish up our first card. So this card features the Stamping Village Holiday Seal created by Hero Arts as the focal point of our card design. I will color another seal just like this, and we are going to use that to adorn the flap of an envelope. And that could be used for this card, so it coordinates. It could also be used for this next card I'm going to create. So kind of along with the same theme, I love that Hero Arts also has supplies that coordinate with this seal. So you want to create matching cards and envelopes. Let's say you want to use the seal on your envelope flap. Well, you could create this card here and then adorn the flaps of all of your holiday envelopes with the seal, and it just goes together so nicely. So I wanted to share this quick idea with you. I've die cut the components from this fantastic layering snow globe fancy die. I've die cut them from white cardstock, and I'm coloring them in with Copic markers. Same colors that I used for coloring in the seal, I'm using to color in the white cardstock. There are layers to this, which I love. So you're really building a little snow globe scene. I also showed the background looks a little bit different. I did use that snowflake pattern cover plate again, but this time I embossed the cover plate by running it through my die cutting machine with the embossing mats instead of the cutting plates, or the embossing plates rather than the cutting plates. So it embosses the snowflakes instead of cutting them all the way out. It's a great way to create a textured background instead of die cutting. We've got our house border, we've got our snowman border, and then we're going to go do our trees really quick. Very quick coloring. Now, the difference between this and the seal is we've got an individual little reindeer that you can use to build on this scene. So we're going to be coloring him in with some earth tone markers as well. So pretty much the same colors as the house. But we're going to also use a little E40 for him when I get to him, and then we'll color the tip of his nose red so he can be Rudolph. I love using a glass mat for coloring in white die cut images and adding custom color to them with an alcohol ink marker, all you have to do is take a little stamp cleaner or rubbing alcohol and wipe that away off of your glass matte work surface, and that will clean it up really quickly. So there are the components. I've also die cut the snow globe shape itself from Hero Arts Vellum. We're going to stamp a greeting from the Christmas message stamp set that says "Sending you Christmas cheer." We will stamp that with the Hero Arts embossing and watermark ink and heat emboss with white detail embossing powder. The snow globe itself was die cut from Hero Hue's Mist cardstock. Our background is the Arctic cardstock. You might remember on the first card we used Arctic and Mist for the tone-on-tone background. Since we just embossed the snowflakes for the background here on the Arctic cardstock, I opted to use the Mist for the snow globe shape, so that's the frame. We used both the solid snow globe shape and the circle that fits inside to make that an actual frame. And then the layering piece that goes along the bottom edge will be from some silver cardstock. We can go ahead and glue our snow globe frame to the vellum. And then we're simply going to layer the rest of our pieces down. So we've got our tree border first. We just want to line that up. Then we have our house. And we're going to finish with the snowman and then finally the reindeer. These could be done assembly line style, and I just love that the seal and these die cuts all coordinate and go together. A great way to create a holiday card set. So there's our snow globe. We have our reindeer and that little layering piece that we're going to put along the bottom edge. And then this can be placed on our card front. Finishing details for my snow globe are going to include a little silver twine wrapped around the base of my snow globe. I also want to mention, when you are gluing this down, if you use vellum or acetate, something clear behind like I did, you are going to want to make sure you keep the glue around that outer edge so that it's hidden and not behind the vellum part so that it shows through. I'm wrapping that silver twine around. We're going to tighten a little bow. I will put a little dot of glue behind the knot in the bow to help secure that and keep it from slipping out, because nothing kind of gives a worse look than the knot slipping out of that. You don't want that to happen in the envelope. And I'll put some acrylic blocks on top, something heavy to hold that down while the glue dries. And then we need some icy finishing details. I love the Hero Arts Icicle Glitter. So we're going to take some crystal lacquer and we're just going to draw some, like a little line of glue along the snowy edges. And it's not going to be perfect or anything like that. It doesn't need to be. We're just going to lay down a little thin application, a little line. We'll sprinkle on that icicle glitter and then tap off the excess. And I'm just kind of taking my fingers and putting it on in place. Whatever sticks, sticks. I'll tap off the rest. It's going to give this really nice icy glow to the snow. In addition, there's a lot of white space up by the sentiment, up above our scene. So I'm just going to add some teeny tiny little dabs of crystal lacquer and again sprinkle on the icicle glitter and let that glitter stick to the crystal lacquer to give the illusion of snow falling in this snow globe, almost like you've shook it up and let the snow fall. We'll add a couple more up there. It looks like I missed a couple little areas. And then we will pop this onto a white top fold card base to finish up our second card design. So our first card featured the Stamping Village holiday seal, and our second card features another way to use the snow globe design. And then of course, make sure you create additional seals using that holiday seal and place that on the back of your Hero Arts envelope to perfectly match and coordinate with your cards. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this Hero Arts video featuring the Stamping Village Holiday Seals stamp set. Please be sure to leave a comment on this video and all the videos in the video hop today for a chance to win a $50 gift certificate to all of the companies who are participating in the hop. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.